We are already approximately a third of the way through the Chad Daybell trial, and already there's been some pretty damning information on him. One of the days that stood out so far was the day the children were found on Chad's property, specifically the focus on cam footage of Chad in a cop car. And Chad was given a search warrant on the morning of June 9th, 2020. Chad then talked to Lori on the phone, who was in jail, and authorities were searching the property. Authorities first found and started uncovering JJ's burial site, and Chad watched. And that is until he made a run for it. Although his lawyer, John Pryor, is still adamant that Chad never flees and says that Chad was simply going to a lawyer appointment, but he failed to give the authorities the heads up about that. I'm Linda with It's a Crime, so now let's get into it. On June 9th, 2020, the children were found. And at this point, Chad had been married to Lori for 8 months. Lori was in jail for 3.5 months at this time, and Tammy Daybell was dead for almost 9 months, the kids almost 10. The authorities served the search warrant to Chad at around 7 a.m. Chad gets dressed and hangs out outside while they search. In the meantime, Lori and Chad talk on the phone. Chad tells Lori they are searching, and she asks if he'll be able to talk later, and he says he's not sure.
What can I do for you?
I'm feeling pretty calm. I would call Mark, maybe. Just talk with him.
Have you talked to him already?
I did call him, yes.
So he knows what they're doing.
Yeah. It's like a call from somebody else I need to talk to. I love you so much.
Okay, I love you. Should I try to call you later?
I don't know. I don't know. You can try, yeah. I'll answer if I can.
Okay.
I love you, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, baby. I love you.
Okay. Love you. Goodbye.
So, as the authorities uncovered JJ's body, Chad was waiting in his vehicle, and then he suddenly takes off. But he didn't get very far, and he's seen on camera while sitting in the cop car and talking to Emma, his daughter. And there are several comments that are very important and damning for Chad. And I'll play the clips and then explain bit by bit. But Chad hadn't at this point been formally charged or make known what his charges were. And he's singing like a canary in here. Number 1, he says, "I got about to the Fremont County line."
Glad you came over.
I thought they had taken you downtown already.
I got about to the Fremont County line.
I saw it as soon as you left.
Now, remember earlier how I said that Chad had a lawyer's appointment? Well, I love to break down these suspects' languages. I've been doing that here since I started the channel and on multiple cases. If Chad really had a lawyer's appointment, he would have or could have told the authorities, "Hey, by the way, I do have an appointment this morning. Am I allowed to go to it? Do I have to stay here? What do I need to do?" But if he was actually heading to the appointment, he wouldn't say to Emma either that his goal was, "Oh, I got about to the Fremont County line." Like that was his goal, to get there or beat it. And we know Chad's a runner. He fled also when cops arrived at Lori's apartment complex and they stopped him to ask questions, in which, by the way, he lied, saying that he didn't know Lori's number, even though he was married at this point and the authorities knew it. So he then turns to finances in this footage. "She'll be running my finances, I suppose," he says. So
Eric, they're wrong. So like my wallet, will that be able for her to pick up, or could I turn that over to her right now?
Is that in the car? Is that here?
It's right here.
It's up to you. I don't see. Can I look through it? Just make
Sure.
They're going to get Mark.
Lisa?
No,
Oh.
Is there anything that you're going to need in that?
Well, she'll be running my finances, I suppose, so that has a little money on it. You could,
Okay. So these are credit cards, so you're good if she just takes them,
Yeah.
correct?
And here he's talking to Emma about running his finances, the car payments. He goes on later on, and I'll show you the clip in a minute, about sorting the mortgage, maybe refinancing. And remember, all that's happened so far is they started to uncover JJ's burial site. He makes a run for it. He's in the cop car. And no formal charges. And Chad also tells Emma that he puts $30 a week in Lori's commissary account and instructs Emma that she can talk to her as well. And also tells her about 2 white envelopes with $9,000 in them.
If you go to Telmate, this is the card that's used.
Okay.
And so all you really do, you could probably just sign in as Chad.Daybell or start your own.
I have an account that I've been talking with Lori on.
Okay. But you could use this card.
To add money.
Yeah, and to her if needed.
Okay.
So, yeah, she'll need to still have commissary money. Usually puts 30 a week in there. And you can probably talk to her too.
Okay.
In the middle drawer on the left side in Mark's room, there's about $9,000 in 2 white envelopes.
Okay.
So get that. Yeah, so we'll talk more about car payments and stuff, but you have that password.
I do.
I believe the Hawaiian,
That's this one.
First Hawaiian Bank, if you use that same password for this account, it's Chad Daybell.
Next, he says to Emma, well, cooperate with them as much as you feel. Well, what's there not to cooperate with them?
Cooperate with them as much as you feel. You know what I mean?
And next, Emma says, well, it sounds like you're not going to be out. And Chad giggles and says, yeah, I'm not coming back.
They've been kind to us today. I texted John Pryor, so he has my number. He said thank you.
Okay. And a lot of the company stuff that pays for the house should just auto pay still out of that company account. And I left 5,000 in there.
Okay.
If you need some, come find me.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions you have?
I think. Well, it sounds like you're not gonna be out.
Right.
Well, why not, Chad? What do you know that an innocent person would not? And note also his demeanor is very calm throughout this, not like, oh my gosh, there's a dead body, what's going on? Just la-di-da, I'm not coming back out. I'm not freaking out, just calm as a cucumber, as Chad does. And notable, he's the same in the trial. However, I don't like his demeanor because, in my opinion, from what I've observed, he enjoys this. Now, there's one sentence I find interesting. Emma is just talking to her dad and says, you know, my landlord just texted me and I think I'm going to come over here, meaning the house. Chad says, that's what I needed you to say. And then he says, 'cause you and Joe. Have a listen.
My landlord texted me just to feel bad for me. I think I'm gonna come over here.
That's what I needed you to say, because, yeah, you and Joe, whatever Mark wants to do, he should stay with either you.
Sure, Mark, I'll take care of me. That's the card. I will, Dad. They'll take care of me. They'll take care of you the best they can. Sorry to interrupt.
So keep paying the mortgage out of the company.
Okay.
No, you can probably set it up though. I'm trying to, it's the Wells Fargo. In that same pamphlet, remember the password.
I'll look,
But
but I've had a lot of success with mom stuff. Just saying, will you help me? My mom died. I'm pretty sure. Will you help me? My dad's in jail. It's the same
It should be paid through July 1st,
Okay.
and I think the car is paid through July 15th.
Chad changes the subject and tells Emma to keep paying the mortgage, sounding like Chad knows he's not getting out for a long time, like he said earlier, because he says, yeah, I'm not coming back. So all that stuff, he says, is Lori's and mine, and put it in the garage, take the mattress from upstairs, and laughs.
Yeah, I'm not coming back. So all that stuff that's in the baby room is Lori's and mine. The suitcases you'll see in the box. Just put it in the garage, I guess, after.
Store it, see what happens.
You guys can, yeah, take that mattress from upstairs, I guess, do what you want, put the books back on the shelf. We're going to make it through. I'm glad we could talk. I'm glad they let you come over.
I started crying and Lieutenant Ball went, do you want to talk to him? And I'm like, can I? He said, he's just over there. It's like, oh, that changes things. You probably saw us out there.
Yeah, I was watching. So, boy, things will slow down for you guys and get left alone. And, but yeah, they'll let you move out of there. You just get over here. You get guard.
Well,
It's still so.
Now, we've heard about the stairs in court. It's been fought about by the defense. It was confusing. John Pryor was pushing to make it look like one of the witnesses was lying when she wasn't. But there's this mattress in the upstairs garage area, and this caught my eye in this footage. What do you guys think about this? Let me know below in the comments. Chad then talks more about Emma being fine for a while, and then brings up the refinance on the house or a home equity loan. And he does giggle throughout this entire footage, keeping things light, you know? Interestingly, he brings up computers, and he says he doesn't know if they're going to do something with it. He says they were in a bag in his vehicle. I guess he needed that just to go to the lawyers, more than one computer. Notable, a few weeks later, after the kids were found and the day he was arrested, the authorities went back for another search on the house.
I would be moving too. That's what the spirit was telling me, but I didn't know how I felt like I needed to learn more. And now I get it.
So yeah, this is essentially the house, and we'll talk to John Pryor about the financial arrangement, but you should be fine for a while.
I think long enough to get on our feet.
I have a lot in that account with the other attorney, so that will take care of me for a while. And maybe we just do a refinance on the house or a home equity loan.
Does it?
I don't think it's going to break us. I think that might be an option there. I might need to authorize putting you on the
On
mortgage.
the account with you? And just probably leave Joe off it.
Yeah. Yeah, keep me on it with you. And
Do you have accounts like that when you're in jail?
I don't know. Sorry.
I guess this is the part you get to that there's someone else's accounts.
Well, it's actually Spring Creek Book Company's office, so you can, we'll manage it that way and find a way.
And you have you can send things through Amazon to the jail?
Yeah.
So like, I couldn't send you a package, but Amazon, if I ordered it through there, it could get to you.
Yeah.
I'll only do that as you ask for stuff.
Lori would know the Amazon account.
I'll talk to her.
Yeah. Because I have like $265 or so in there as gift certificates. So don't pay.
Yeah, I won't.
We'll get it figured out. It's like Cholo 1105. James for Loves Elena at iCloud.com, I believe is the password. I don't know what they're going to do with the computers. you could probably, it wasn't part of the search warrant.
Are they, do you know, are they leaving the computer
Well, they were in my bag. They were in the car.
with him?
We'll probably hold on to those and try to get it out.
Okay, but things that are currently in the house will likely be left.
I don't know what's been taken out.
Now we get to the topic of luminol, and pay close attention what he says.
I talked to them and told them the bedrooms and to not mess it up. And they didn't seem like they were gonna luminol at all.
Okay.
But yeah, get Garth and Beth moved, and you guys come over here. It'll work out. It's all in the Lord's hands.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk. Use
You always
that cellmate. I don't know if I'm Madison or Fremont. I think they're deciding that right now. But
That's what it sounded like. Detective Ball wouldn't, or Lieutenant Ball wouldn't say because he didn't know.
I'm sure Fremont has a cellmate system.
Well, at Fremont, when I went in to get fingerprinted to teach, I was like in there, like in the jail. I was like in my like teacher clothes, just this little recent grad. So I don't know what they do.
Sorry, all the neighbors are going to be talking, but you
They don't
just,
do that. We're okay, Dad.
well, I,
We're okay. You raised us that we're independent now with your wallet.
glad you got that.
We're not holding.
Right. But yeah, get that money out of there. Probably just put it in your own personal account, rather than have the cash laying around. So you need some.
I think they've been okay. Talking with her. I might not tell Joe about it either.
About the money?
Yeah.
No.
I have an account that's just in my name. I'm just gonna put it in there. Wait,
Well, Garth knows about that money.
Garth doesn't send this frivolously, Joe.
Chad says, I talked to him and told them the bedrooms and do not mess it up. And they didn't seem like they were gonna luminol it all. Laughs. Also, more laughing occurs when Chad says that the neighbors are going to be talking, and he thinks, I guess that's funny. Now, the topic of Lori comes up next. Chad says that she is aware that they were searching. Emma asks, oh, was she surprised? And Chad says she seemed bothered, then changed it to, he says, or disturbed. I mean, yeah, but...
The checkbooks are in that drawer too, if needed, but you shouldn't need them. If at some point you feel you need to clear out the Hawaii account or something, you can check my email. I have to pick that computer, but my email, that Rexburg password is pretty much
Is that
everything
okay?
for the bank or my email. Cholo 1105, but I think I switched to all of those. Yeah, I talked to Lori just for like 2 minutes, so she's aware they were searching.
Was she surprised?
She seemed bothered or disturbed. I mean, yeah, but so yeah, I'll be fine.
Chad has been receptive to Emma up until this upcoming point. He answers her questions, pretty open, he laughs. Then Emma brings up the topic of the authorities finding human remains, and she mentions the dog in the pet cemetery. The authorities say respectfully they can tell the difference. She goes on to tell Chad about how the authorities said, oh yeah, we found the body over near the pond, that the remains were found under near the tree in the ground and had boards over it. Chad doesn't answer. He just says, okay.
I don't know what they told you because I asked Lieutenant Ball, where did you find the human remains? That's what they told me, that they found human remains. And I said, well, there are several dogs that have been buried there. And he said, respectfully, Emma, I can tell the difference of human remains. And I asked, where was it? And he said, over by the pond under that tree. That it was in the ground and had boards over it.
Okay.
But that didn't. Jason and I have walked all over there.
Yeah.
That, and I can see in your face that surprised you. That because they asked, do you want to know what he's charged for? And then they went, well, actually, we don't. They said we don't want to tell you something wrong.
Emma then responds with, I can tell and I can see on your face that surprised you. But in my opinion, it's not that. His demeanor's just different. It's not a surprise to him. Even though, I mean, obviously that's her dad, but I think she's picking up on a different demeanor. What do you think? Let me know below. Now, the next line he says, they'll let you back. There's nothing in that house. Well, how would he know there's nothing in that house if there is an odd, strange thing happening in your yard and you don't know what is tampered with? You don't have a clue what's going on. It just happened under your nose.
And so he told me that what they're looking at is that they found one body with the probable cause. There's likely two. So I asked, are you going to search the property forever until it's found? And he said, well, no, but we're going to look. And he said, because I said, what about, this is the home for my siblings and there's a baby. And he said, if you're not able to get back in tonight, we'll hook them up to the hotel. But you're not in trouble.
I think they'll let them back. There's nothing in the house. They haven't.
Now, at the end of this clip, Chad looks over his shoulder, only now he's looking at the fire pit area to where Tylee was found. So one could argue that maybe there was commotion there and that's why he looked, but he looked first before anything kind of was happening, is my understanding, and that's a debate I want to hear your thoughts on. Now, if you're looking for more behavior videos, I have a ton of them. Check them out right here, especially Chad's demeanor in his preliminary hearing, and it is mimicking also in court. And if you want more on the case, I'm doing breakdowns in special moments in this trial. Check that out right here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.